Good morning.
How you doing?
You know, Kendrick, it's a little bit surreal to actually see you in the flesh.
What should people expect to see and understand about Sunday's performance?
Storytelling. I think I've always been very open about storytelling through all my catalog and my history of music. And I've always had a passion about bringing that on whatever stage I'm on, you know, whether it's a war tour or whether it's 500 people at Key Club. I've always had a form of that. So I like to be on that sense of, you know, make people listen, but also see and think a little.
This guy, you know, this guy he doesn't sit down and do this too often, so this is a very special conversation, and we appreciate you, bro.
Yeah.
I really do. And shout to SZA, too, because you guys are making history
man.
right now.
Hell yeah.
And did you ever think we'd be at the Super Bowl with this?
I wasn't thinking about no Super Bowl.
You never thought about the Super
I
Bowl
wasn't
with
thinking
this?
about no Super Bowl for sure. We was thinking about the best verse and how we gonna split this $5 at Church's Chicken or something like that. It wasn't no Super Bowl. Going to the studio and getting a meal. But I think, well, what I know is the passion I have now is still the passion I had then. And I think that carried on to the Super Bowl. So it was all about being present. As long as I was present in the studio and present in whatever that line was or whatever that mistake was, rapping or doing hooks or choruses or whatnot, I was present in that moment. I felt that passion. I think being present and not actually foreseeing everything kept me in a grounded state of mind in order to be at, you know, big stages like this.
I think we felt that presence and that focus in your work for...
For me, I love being present. I love being present, man. It's my favorite. It's very hard for me to live in the past. It's very hard. I respect the past wholeheartedly, but being in the now and being just locked into how I feel and the energy I have now, that's the LA energy for me. That's something that I want to carry over to New Orleans and for the world to see. This is me, this is Kendrick Lamar, 37 years old, and I still feel like I'm elevating. I'm still on the journey though, you know? And I want that energy to, you know, ooze out into the televisions and to the people that's in that building.
Well, and career, have you guys had a chance to even see each other in this moment and be like, yo, like?
We haven't even had a chance to crash out about it because everything been moving fast, like far as production and rehearsals and stuff. So we speak, but we haven't really got a chance to settle into the moment. For me personally, watching her, you know, her career and where she's come from, it's amazing to see. I get to finally see how certain individuals see me come up in the process, because I seen her day one coming in the studio and writing songs, throwing away songs, writing another song, throwing away songs, and songs is hard. And I understood that process though, wanting to be great. You know, even when we, you know, people saying this is classic records, you're like, no, you know, I'm gonna write another one. And I understood that and I seen it, so to see it now magnified is like, she always had it, man, she always had it. And I'm just honored to be next to a talent.
Yeah, you've both worked really hard to be here in this moment, and...
It's just a continuum of who I am, really. I've always stayed to myself, always been in my own bubble, whether it's with the fam or whether it's training. How I process it all is just, I continue to do what I was doing 10 years ago, and that's like, be better in myself, better in the craft, and not look at it as bright lights, you know? And it may sound cliche, but it always worked for me, even when I was younger, you know, playing sports or being in the forefront of presentations and stuff like that. It was like, I gotta look at myself in the mirror rather than looking at it as a crowd or, you know, fame and attention.
For you to come back and be the first solo hip-hop artist to headline, how does it feel being the artist to hit that milestone, and, you know, just your thoughts on what that means about hip-hop's progression and impact over the years?
But that shit, it made me think about, like, the grind of it. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't see, like, the story before the glory, man, and that shit is like shuffling out your mixtapes and, you know, going to neighborhoods and parties and performing there, hole-in-the-wall spots, it reminds me of the essence and the core response of rap and hip-hop and how far it can go. So for me, that should mean everything because it puts the culture on the forefront where it needs to be and not minimized to just a catchy song or verse. This is a true art form. So to represent it on this type of stage is like everything that I've worked for and everything that I believe in as far as the culture. Like, I live and die by it. This shit done changed my whole family life, so I don't take it for granted at all as far as an art form, you know?
Be able to stream the full halftime show right there on Apple Music. You can listen, you can watch, you can sing, all the things Kendrick, all the time on Apple Music. So one more time, for all of you, Kendrick Lamar, thank you for delivering as usual. The show on Sunday is gonna be special and amazing, I'm positive. Thank you all so much.